Damn, that was wild. This video will contain spoilers for the part 2 of season 6 of Cobra Kai. So if you haven't seen this batch of episodes that I've just released, better check it out because it's awesome, and then come back to this video because we are going to discuss about spoilers. So first of all, let's dive straight into the climax. I didn't expect that to happen. First of all, when that huge fight broke out, I was like, maybe this is not about the championship after all. This is about life and death and about karate being permanently banned. And I think this is where the season is actually heading, because what happened at the end, you know, that the death of that kid, that was really bad. I mean, I hated him, but I didn't expect him to get straight away killed. That was really a shocker for me. And in fact, the shocks actually started to happen one episode prior to that, because in the second last episode itself, we see that the major knockout game between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai is actually happening. The final team game was actually happening then and there, and I was really shocked because I thought that the main fight or the main elimination rounds will be happening in the final 5 episodes that we are going to see, which is going to be released I don't know when, but it was not going to happen in this batch of episodes. I really thought that the final or the elimination round will be starting off in the next batch of episodes, but I was wrong. And at that time I thought, okay, there's something more to it. Maybe the championship will end in this part itself, and in the next part we will see the aftermath of everything that has happened. That means kids going off to college and all those things. So I thought that would happen, but no, they really went berserk with the ending, and I liked it. This was clearly the better 5 episodes than the first batch of episodes that we saw. This was miles ahead from all of those episodes, and the expectations for the final 5 episodes are just over the roof now. Having said that, they did pull off a few surprises which were kind of very lame at this point in time, but it really feels, I mean, Cobra Kai doesn't feel Cobra Kai if you don't see the relentless comeback of Cobra Kai from situations where they shouldn't have been. For example, in this season also, they were eliminated and they come back. That's it. At this point in time, we have actually made peace with this, because this exact thing has happened with the course of these 6 seasons. It's just unmatched. How many times have we seen Cobra Kai going for good, then coming back, just coming back, and that just keeps on happening. And now if that doesn't happen, it will surprise me. And same goes to the ponytail guy as well. He was gone for good, but he came back again to mess with the heads of our kids and all. I mean, come on, yeah, that was bound to happen. But honestly, I thought he was gone for good. I was stupid. Now, another interesting thing that they were building up to through this season was the reintroduction or the reiteration of the legacy of Mr. Miyagi. Now, whatever they showed in this season, it poses a question about the real legacy of the character. Now, I'm not talking about the series of this TV show, but I'm actually talking about the original Mr. Miyagi that we saw in the 4 movies. That original Mr. Miyagi was so set in stone, the notion of what kind of man he is, what values does he possess, that was so set in stone, and that was so right for 30 years, both to the audience and the characters as well, that now that they are changing it, it really poses a question about, are they doing justice to the original character? Now, I will leave that question up to you, so you have to go down in the comment section. But let me tell you, there is still a possibility that whatever information that we have got about Mr. Miyagi in this season, about Mr. Miyagi killing a fellow competitor in one of the Saikai Taikais, now that information might well be doctored. That means the documents that LaRusso got, that may be fake, that may be doctored, and it could all be the creation of Grease or the ponytail jerk. That could happen, and that easily could be labeled as what Cobra Kai does. That means Cobra Kai being Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai showing us something, feeding us with all those emotions, and then saying, no, that was not real, this is real. That could really happen, and they might well take a U-turn on all the things they've been doing regarding the legacy of Mr. Miyagi. Again, do tell me in the comments what you think about this. But whatever we have been learning about Mr. Miyagi in this season, if that turns out to be true, that means what if he actually killed someone in the fight? So what are the consequences of that on our main character, Daniel LaRusso? And I think the climax of this part, that means whatever happened with that guy, that could actually give Daniel a real-time reflection of what Mr. Miyagi, what I felt when the same thing happened with him. And that could give a real-time perspective to Daniel as well, and it will help him what Mr. Miyagi felt. And of course, if Mr. Miyagi killed someone, that gives a big big reason for making Mr. Miyagi what he was when he got older. That means all the legacy that Mr. Miyagi have left behind. Of course, the source of those learnings were dark, but that is exactly the reason why he trusted Daniel to do the right thing, to practice defense, never attack, to just practice defense, because Mr. Miyagi thought Daniel is the future. And if you remember, Mr. Miyagi never wanted to train him. He never wanted to bring karate in his life. And this could be a solid reason that Mr. Miyagi killed someone. That's why he was such a changed man, and he wanted the future karate to be clean karate, to be defenseful karate, and he thought if Daniel abides by that, that will be good for the future of karate. Let's talk about the fight scenes. Well, we definitely expected a lot of action scenes, proper karate, proper game karate in this season, and we got that. Though I think some of the fights were actually rushed too fast. But having said that, when they were actually taking their time, all the fights were exhilarating to watch. All the fights were very interesting to watch, especially at the end when we saw Dimitri and Hawk working together. That was pretty nice. And even the choices of rounds that they had, that means once they fought on the platform, then they fought on the platform again, but this time the whole team was there, but on the platform there were only 2 people. They have to change people. Then after that, the tag team actually came into play. So yeah, all of those choices were interesting. All of those choices of the rounds were interesting. And there was a very funny part with Chosen, and I'm not able to remember her name, but Sensei, the Cobra Kai Sensei, the female one, and that was funny. I mean, Chosen getting involved with her, that was funny. But hey, the final episode was, the final two episodes in fact were quite unpredictable, and I enjoyed it very much. And I'm really looking forward to the final 5 episodes, because now we are at that point where it's not about the championship now. It's again about karate being good or bad for the society, and people dealing with the consequences of bringing karate to life. And of course, the final 5 episodes will also give us the epilogue of the main Cobra Kai, because of course the tournament will be getting banned now, and everyone will go home, they'll go to college and all those things, and then we'll get a nice little epilogue of what life is outside of karate for good for everyone. And let me remind you, a Karate Kid movie, it's also coming, and this time we'll be having Daniel's character in that, and also Jackie Chan's Mr. Miyagi in it as well. I think that movie is coming next year, or maybe in 2026. I don't quite remember. But anyways, do tell me in the comments what you thought about the whole season, and of course tell me about what are your thoughts on the whole Mr. Miyagi situation. And ice.